Hi everyone. For my vocabulary activity, I decided to work with Tier 1 vocabulary, which is sight words. And I decided to do a sight word tally. For this particular sight word tally, I think that it is best to do this in small groups. I think that whole group would just be too difficult. I also think that it wouldn't serve, I don't think that it would be in the interest of the students. I just think that, especially with something like this, it is better small group. And I also want to talk about the accommodation of differentiated learners in this section, or before I get started, because this is a little bit different. I think that, especially since you're doing small group and with this type of tally, you should pick different books according to the reading level and according to the place that the students in the group are in your classroom at that moment. So the tally that I decided to do, I found this online. It's really cool. I found it on themeasuredmom.com, and I am not using it the exact way that the blog shows you how to use it. I kind of altered it to fit what I wanted it to fit to, but I really like it. So you, the teacher, will take cupcake tins, and you will write the sight word in the cupcake tin, so like 2. A, the, and then you'll take something like, red beans, lima beans, whatever, M&Ms, but, it's kind of iffy because a lot of kids, they'll eat them instead of use them, and so it's kind of easier to use something like this, or even whatever you can find. I mean, erasers, it doesn't matter. These are cheap, so, but anyway, so you use you set your children up in groups, and I would do it according to, where they're at, the level that they're at. So, for instance, if you have struggling readers as your first group, the accommodation they would have is they get the kind of easiest or the most basic sight words. The sight words that I've used as a reference for this is the Fry word list. I really like it because it's the basic principle is your kids are supposed to learn 1,000 words, 100 words. So the sight words that would be in this group, if it's my struggling readers, so on and so forth, would be like, the first 200, 300 maybe, or sight words. So that would include A, the, and. So the book that I picked for this tier would be Biscuit's New Treat. And the reason I picked this book is because it's, first of all, it's easy to follow, so all my kids will have a copy of the book. But also, it has a lot of sight words in it. So I'll just read you a little excerpt. So, here, Biscuit, look what I found. Woof, woof. It's time to learn a new trick, Biscuit. Woof, woof. It's time to learn to fetch the ball. Ready? For instance, we have our 2. So every time, and I would read slower and so forth, every time the students recognize 2, they will take their cupcake tin and they a lima bean or a red bean in it. So by the time we get done with the 6th and 7th page, they should have 1, 2, 3. They should have 3 beans in the 2 cup. They should have 1, 2, 3. They should have 3 in the A cup, and let's see, 1 in the B cup. And so, it's a fun way. It's a tactile way, to kind of do this, and I think that it's just fun. So, each kid will get their individual cups themselves, so you'll have 4 kids at a table. Each will get however many sight words you pick, 4, 6, whichever one you want to do, and they'll each get beans. And so then, for the average students who don't really have a lot of trouble, You can do the Berenstain Bears Around the World. I really like this book. It's first grade level. You can probably use it in second grade too. It has a lot of sight words that are kind of higher on the list. For example, animal. Animal's in this book quite a few times, and I think it's on the 400th list. So, you know, by the time they get done with this book, they should have, you know, like 4 or 5 beans in the animal, Cupcake 10. They also have, or it's, you know, they have friend in this book, doctor in this book. So doctor is actually a 9th list, it is on the list of 900 words. So that's pretty advanced. But you can still, I mean, it's enriched. You know, you can, to challenge your kids. I think that would be a fun one to do, even if you have to guide them along with that. And then for the advanced students, I had another book for my phonomic activity, and it was called Little Hanu, and this book is called Luau, and it's by the same woman. It's Jacqueline Sweeney, and this book is great, and it has a lot of, it's not so advanced to be lost, but, you know, like this page. Suddenly a shape leaped from the darkness onto Pond Rock. The friends heard a blast of sound. So we have friends, we have onto, we have the, we have a shape. All of these words are further, not the, but a lot of these words are further sight word list. So you can, you know, use your Cupcake 10s for your advanced students. And also, if you want to just add a little bit more, a lot of opportunity for Tier 2 vocabulary words in this book. You know, like, let's see. You know, there is, hold on. So we have guests, you know, you can use that as a Tier 2 sight word, Tier 2 vocabulary word. I mean, you can have, there's shells, grass skirt, like skirt, you know, just words that would be better for, or would be, that are more conceptual than, you know, regular sight words. Log table, you know, there's just so many that you could use in this book. So not only would you be practicing with sight words, but you can have that added thing of like, hey, can anybody tell the word luau means? Can anybody tell me what a dance is, you know? So it's just one of those things where you can have more advanced sight words and also add that extra enrichment of conceptual vocabulary just to give them that little bit more of a challenge. I really like this activity. I think that the kids would really enjoy this. It's fun. It keeps them hands-on. It gives them something to do in their hands. Even though they'll have the book in the front of them, I think it's better if they have something like this to listening and while they're reading along, just to keep their attention. Yeah, please let me know what you think of this activity, and I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you.